We are talking all things NFL Draft all the time here on our NFL Draft channel here at Chat Sports. And here's what I want from you guys. If you would like to be a part of our ongoing NFL Draft coverage, and if you want us to bring you more content than ever before, you need to subscribe. I need at least 20 subs off today's video. Subscribe now for free, youtube.com/chatNFL to subscribe now, and we'll get started with today's show. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for stopping by. Joel Klatt of Fox Sports does a terrific job covering college football. He has a brand new big board of the top 50 prospects entering the 2025 NFL Draft, and there are plenty of surprises. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. The number one player on Joel's big board happens to be from Joel's own alma mater, but we won't hold that against him. Travis Hunter, the number one player, the wide receiver / corner out of Colorado. Meanwhile, at number two, we find Abdul, the star edge rusher from Penn State. Either one of these guys could very well end up being the number one pick when it's all said and done. Then at number three is Mason Graham, the defensive tackle from Michigan, who is making some noise, and he's been climbing up on boards over the last several weeks. His teammate, Colston Loveland, this is a bit of a surprise. He's number 4 on this list, the tight end out of Michigan. And the surprise is not only that he's in the top 5, but who he's ahead of. Tyler Warren, who's been the consensus number 1 tight end on almost every mock draft and big board. Joel has him behind Colston Loveland with 2 tight ends in the top 5, with Loveland at 4 and Warren rounding out the top 5. So let's ask you, with Travis Hunter being number 1, is he the best player in this year's draft? It's our pinned comment today. You got 2 options. You can type Y for yes, in for no. Way in the comment section. Tell us what you think. Today's show is sponsored by Game Time. Game Time is the place to go for the best seats, the lowest prices guaranteed. Game Time makes getting tickets even faster and easier. Prices on the Game Time app actually go down the closer it gets to the first pitch. With killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and the lowest price guarantee, Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets. Game Time is the official ticketing partner of Chat Sports, where you can get last-minute deals, saving up to 60% off buying last minute for sports, concerts, comedy shows, theater productions, and more. Game Time Picks makes last-minute buying easier than ever by quickly highlighting the best deals in the stadium. They have their zone deals. Save even more when you let you choose a section, and Game Time gets to choose the seats for you. They have their all-in pricing. You can toggle this feature, and it will show the total up front with no surprise fees at checkout. Get a panoramic view with their seat views from your seat in the app before you buy. The lowest price is guaranteed, or Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. Your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code ChatSports for $20 off your first purchase. I have saved a lot of money with Game Time, going to some of my favorite sporting events over the years, whether it was hockey games, or basketball games, you name it. I've saved big with Game Time. It's been very simple and easy to use. Check it out with Apple Pay, Google Pay, Venmo, and you can save big with Game Time too. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code CHATSPRTS for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last-minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. Link is in the comments and the description of today's video. Game Time, proud partner of Chat Sports. We continue with the Joel Klatt big board. At number 6, we find Jalon Walker, the edge rusher from Georgia. Our first offensive lineman on the board is Will Campbell, the offensive tackle from LSU at number 7. Number 8, here's another shocker. Shedeur Sanders, Colorado quarterback, is ahead of Cam Ward. You'll see Cam in a moment, but also worth noting, too, another player from Joel's alma mater. So, Then at 9, we find Will Johnson, the star corner from Michigan. And rounding out the top 10, there is Cam Ward, who is the favorite right now to be the number 1 overall pick by the Tennessee Titans. Then at 11 is Ashton Jeanty, finished second in the Heisman voting this past season. He is believed by many to be the best running back we've seen in the draft in a very long time. Had a fantastic season at Boise State. Mikael Williams, the edge rusher from Georgia, he slides in at number 12. His stock has risen quite a bit. Well, Barron, the corner from Texas, he's at number 13. Then Campbell, the linebacker from Alabama, is at 14. And then Armand Mimbo, the offensive tackle from Mizzou, who went from being projected to be a late first-round pick to now all of a sudden the topic of conversation is about him potentially going in the top 10. He slides in at number 15. Then at 16, T-Mac McMillan, the star receiver from Arizona, and he's kind of a big wild card in this draft. Some people think he could go top 5. Some folks think he might slip past the top 20. Kenneth Grant, defensive tackle from Michigan, holds the number 17 spot. Well, Tyler Booker, the first guard off the board from Alabama, he is the 18th player on Klatt's big board. And then we go wide receiver at 19. Emeka Ibuka, the star receiver from The Ohio State, who I like a lot, and most projections show him kind of going mid to late first round. And then rounding out the top 20 is Nick Emanwari, the safety from South Carolina. And there's a lot of excitement about him and his athletic ability, and the comparisons have been all over the place with some top safeties mentioned that he's been compared to. Now, your chance to be on the clock. I'll be honest, I don't know who your favorite team is. So, your chance to tell me, who is your team and who do you want them to draft? No wrong answers. Just weigh in the comments section. Doesn't have to be a first-round player. Could be a day 2 or day 3 pick. Weigh in, let us know who you'd like to see end up on your team. At 21, Kelvin Banks, the offensive tackle from Texas, makes the list, and he's another one that his mock projections are kind of all over the place there in the first round. Matthew Golden, he has seen his stock rise quite a bit. The general thought a while back was that he'd be a second or third round pick. Now, most people are saying he'll be a first. Travion Henderson, here's a surprise. The running back from Ohio State, I'm a big fan of his. 23 on Klatt's big board. Could he potentially end up in the first round? How about Mike Green? This is somebody that has seen their stock rise quite a bit over the last couple of weeks, and most people think that the edge rusher from Marshall is going to go top 15. Shamar Stewart from Texas A&M holds the number 25 spot. 26, James Pierce Jr. out of Tennessee. He was the number 1 player in college football entering 2024, according to ESPN. 27, Derek Harmon, the star defensive tackle from Oregon, the second-team All-Big Ten selection. 28 is Malachi Starks, the safety from Georgia. 29, we find Josh Simmons coming off the injury. We'll see how much he slips, but still a very good football player. And then at 30, Walter Nolan, the defensive tackle from Ole Miss, former Texas A&M star, got the bag last year from Ole Miss, and he's expected to be a first-round pick. Then we go to 31, and we find another Ohio State running back. This time it's Quinshon Judkins at 31. 32 is quarterback Jackson Dart from Ole Miss, who a lot of people think is going to end up being a first-round pick, which didn't seem very likely at all a couple of months ago. Then at 33, we find Hampton, the running back from North Carolina. He's a guy that's getting a lot of love that is expected to be a day 1 starter. 34, another offensive tackle, Josh Connolly Jr. from Oregon. And at 35, Luther Burden. He has seen his stock slip quite a bit. The belief was a while back that he would be a first-round pick, and now there's discussions of him slipping to the second round. He falls in at 35. 36, Donovan Jackson, the offensive guard from The Ohio State. Well, 37, we find the relative of Fox Sports' Joy Taylor, Mason Taylor, at the tight end spot from LSU there at 37. Then at 38, Caleb Johnson, the running back from Iowa. I like this guy a lot. He was a consensus All-American and first-team All-Big Ten selection. 39 is Gray Zabel. What position will he play at the next level? Nobody knows. Is he a guard? Is he a tackle? Is he a center? Stay tuned. Then at 40, Benjamin Morrison, the corner from Notre Dame, ends up in the top 40. And this is one where Klatt was giving more attention to him, maybe compared to some of the others that are out there that aren't so high on him. Now, we got 10 more to go, but I want to know, how would you grade Joel Klatt's big board? Based on what you've seen, and if you're not so sure yet and you need to see the rest of them, bear with us, folks. We'll get to that next. Give me your grade for Joel Klatt's big board. A, B, C, D, or F. Let us know. Then at 41, we find Donovan E., the edge rusher from Boston College. 42, Maxwell Harrison, the corner from Kentucky. Nick Scorton, the edge rusher from Texas A&M. I like to call him Nick Scrotum. Then at 44, we find Jaden Hicks, the wide receiver from Iowa State. 1 of 2 wide receivers from Iowa State on this list. We'll get to the other one in a moment. Trey Amos, the corner from Ole Miss, is at 45. And then our final 5 starts at 46 with Carson Schwisswing-Singer, the linebacker from UCLA. Thomas, the corner from Florida State, at 47. Jalen Knoll, the other Iowa State wide receiver, slides in at 48. Jack Sawyer, who was one of the best players in college football this past year, an All-American edge rusher from Ohio State, he's at 49. And rounding out the big board at number 50 is Xavier Watts, the safety from Notre Dame. There you have it. That is a look at Joel Klatt's big board. For continuing coverage, subscribe now for free. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.